Discover the fascinating world of corn, from Mexico to Zambia. Corn, or maize, is one of the most important staple crops in the world, nourishing billions of people and playing a central role in the cultural and agricultural heritage of many nations. While corn is grown globally, its origins trace back to Mexico, where it was first domesticated over 9,000 years ago. Today, Mexico and Zambia represent two fascinating corners of the world, where corn is not just a crop, but a way of life. We'll explore the diverse types of corn found in these regions, compare their significance, and touch on the controversial topic of genetically modified GM corn varieties. Mexico is often called the birthplace of corn, and its diversity of maize is unparalleled. Mexican corn is deeply intertwined with the country's culture, history, and cuisine. With over 60 distinct indigenous landraces, varieties, and thousands of locally adapted strains, Mexico is a global hotspot for maize biodiversity. These varieties have been cultivated and preserved by indigenous communities for thousands of years, each adapted to specific climates, altitudes, and soil conditions. Here are some of the most notable types of corn found in Mexico. Dent corn, Maize dentado. This is one of the most widely grown types of corn in Mexico, characterized by its indented kernels. It's primarily used for animal feed and industrial purposes, such as making tortillas and masa, dough. Flint corn, Maize de cono. Known for its hard outer layer, flint corn is often used in traditional dishes like pozole. Its vibrant colors also make it a popular choice for decorative purposes during festivals like Dia de los Muertos. Sweet corn, Maize dulce. While less common than dent or flint corn, sweet corn is enjoyed fresh, grilled, or boiled. It's a favorite in street food and modern Mexican cuisine. Blue corn, Maize azul. This striking variety is prized for its deep blue hue and nutty flavor. It's used to make blue tortillas, chips, and atole, a traditional drink. Cacahuazintl, a large kerneled corn used in the classic Mexican dish pozole. Its soft texture and unique flavor make it a culinary treasure. Chapalote, one of the oldest varieties, with small, pointed kernels, often used for traditional snacks. Olotillo, grown in the lowland tropics, known for its tall stalks and resilience. Palomero toluqueño, a popcorn variety with a rich history. Zapalote. Chico, a drought-resistant variety from Oaxaca, valued for its adaptability. Mexico's corn diversity is a testament to centuries of careful cultivation and selection by indigenous communities. However, this heritage is under threat from the influx of genetically modified corn and industrial farming practices, which many argue could erode the genetic diversity of native varieties. In Zambia, corn, known locally as mealie, is the cornerstone of the diet and economy. Unlike Mexico's vast diversity, Zambia primarily relies on one type of corn, white dent corn. This variety is milled into maize meal, which is used to make Nshima, a thick porridge that is the country's staple food. Corn was introduced to Africa, including Zambia, in the late 15th and early 16th centuries by Portuguese traders. It is believed to have arrived in Zambia around the 16th century, brought by trade routes that connected the East African coast with the interior of the continent. Corn quickly became a staple crop due to its adaptability, high yield, and ability to thrive in diverse climates. Before its introduction, traditional Zambian diets relied on crops like sorghum, millet, and cassava. Zambia's reliance on a single type of corn makes its agricultural system vulnerable to climate change, pests, and diseases. However, efforts are being made to introduce drought-resistant and higher-yielding varieties to improve food security. Interestingly, Zambia has taken a strong stance against genetically modified corn, banning its cultivation and importation due to concerns about health, environmental impact, and the preservation of traditional farming practices. While both Mexico and Zambia share a deep cultural connection to corn, their agricultural practices and corn varieties differ significantly. Mexico boasts a wide array of corn types, each with unique flavors, colors, and uses. In contrast, Zambia's corn landscape is dominated by white dent corn, reflecting its focus on subsistence and staple food production. In Mexico, corn is revered as a sacred crop with deep roots in indigenous traditions and mythology. In Zambia, corn is more utilitarian, serving as the primary source of calories for the majority of the population. Both countries face challenges related to corn production. Mexico struggles with the encroachment of GM corn and the loss of traditional varieties, while Zambia grapples with climate change and the need for more resilient crops. Genetically modified corn has been a hot-button issue globally. GM varieties are engineered for traits like pest resistance, drought tolerance, and higher yields. In Mexico, the introduction of GM corn has sparked intense debate. Proponents argue that it can boost productivity and reduce reliance on pesticides, while opponents fear it could contaminate native varieties and harm biodiversity. Zambia, on the other hand, has outright banned GM corn, citing health and environmental concerns. This decision has been both praised and criticized. Supporters applaud Zambia for prioritizing food sovereignty and traditional farming, while critics argue that GM crops could help address food insecurity in a country frequently affected by drought. Here are some interesting facts about corn. Corn was domesticated from a wild grass called teosinte in southern Mexico around 9,000 years ago. The transformation from teosinte to modern corn is one of the most remarkable feats of selective breeding in human history. After its domestication, corn spread across the Americas and was introduced to Europe, Africa, and Asia following the Columbian Exchange in the late 15th century. Corn is rich in carbohydrates, fiber, and essential vitamins like B vitamins and vitamin C. Blue corn, in particular, is high in antioxidants. In Mexico, corn is considered sacred and is central to indigenous creation stories. The Mayan Popol Vuh, for example, describes humans as being made of corn. In Zambia, corn accounts for over 70% of the country's staple food consumption and is a major source of income for smallholder farmers. Corn is more than just a crop. It's a symbol of resilience, culture, and sustenance. From the vibrant fields of Mexico to the vast plains of Zambia, corn tells a story of human ingenuity and adaptation. While the challenges facing corn production vary by region, the need to preserve its diversity and cultural significance remains universal. As we navigate the complexities of modern agriculture, including the role of genetically modified crops, it's crucial to strike a balance between innovation and tradition. By celebrating and protecting the rich heritage of corn, we can ensure that this remarkable crop continues to nourish and inspire future generations. Whether you're savoring a blue corn tortilla in Mexico or enjoying a plate of Nshima in Zambia, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey of corn, a true gift from the earth.